The Olive Branch Petition was a significant but ultimately unsuccessful attempt by the American colonies to avoid a full-scale war with Great Britain during the early stages of the American Revolution. Drafted in July 1775 by the Second Continental Congress, the petition was a final effort to reconcile with King George III and seek a peaceful resolution to the growing conflict. Background and context. By the time the Olive Branch Petition was drafted, tensions between the American colonies and Britain had already escalated. The battles of Lexington and Concord in April 1775 marked the beginning of armed conflict, and colonial leaders were divided on how to respond. While some leaders, like John Adams, believed that independence was inevitable, others hoped for a peaceful settlement. The petition was largely the work of John Dickinson, a delegate from Pennsylvania, who sought to affirm colonial loyalty to the British Crown while requesting the repeal of oppressive policies. Content of the petition. The Olive Branch Petition expressed the colony's desire to remain loyal to King George III while requesting that he intervene to end the conflict and restore colonial rights. It emphasized the colonists' grievances against the British government's policies, such as taxation without representation and the deployment of British troops in the colonies. However, the petition also reassured the king that the colonists did not seek independence but rather a restoration of their traditional rights and liberties within the British Empire. The king's rejection. Despite its conciliatory tone, the Olive Branch Petition was rejected by King George III. Before he even received the petition, he had already declared the colonies to be in a state of rebellion. In August 1775, he issued the Proclamation of Rebellion, which called for British forces to suppress the uprising. This rejection further alienated the colonies and strengthened the argument for complete independence. Impact and legacy. The rejection of the Olive Branch Petition marked a turning point in the American Revolution. It convinced many colonists that reconciliation with Britain was impossible and that full independence was the only viable solution. Within a year, the colonies moved toward declaring independence, culminating in the adoption of the Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776. Although the Olive Branch Petition failed to achieve its goal of peace, it demonstrated that the colonies had made an earnest effort to avoid war. Its rejection helped unify the revolutionary movement and set the stage for the birth of the United States. Today, the petition is remembered as an important step in the transition from colonial resistance to the pursuit of full independence.